Spiritualist Church Sunday morning service. Our medium this morning is Mr. Anthony Trevor, I was going to say. Anthony Lapsley. There used to be an Anthony Trevor, didn't there? And welcome, Anthony. Thank you. You'll see him in a moment. He'll be on the camera. And Anthony and his husband got married here last September. So great part of our church family. I'm trying to now encourage Howard to come here a bit more, but we're getting there. So I hope you enjoyed last night. Some of you who saw Ashley, I thought he did a very good evening. And he's a good boy, I told him. He can go to bed without his supper, though, if he's been naughty. So I think he done very well last night. And I hope some of you may have seen us on Friday with the spiritual philosophy. So let us start our service by opening prayer. And then we'll all say the Lord's Prayer. Great architect of the universe, unseen but ever present, but ever manifest in thy creation. We enter into this church and into the hearts and minds of those gathered in the virtual world, seeking communion with thee and our loved ones from the realms of spirit. We seek the blessings from our guides and our family friends, that they may inspire us throughout the coming weeks and coming days, that we may become instruments of thy peace upon this earth. We ask this blessing upon this service, now and forevermore. Amen. Amen. Let's all say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Well, friends, thank you, as I say, virtual world and spiritual world and physical world for being here this morning and partaking in our church service. I hope you enjoy it. Can I please remind those of you out in the virtual world, if you wish to make a donation to the church, there is a PayPal account which you can do, and gratefully received, because we've got a lot of bills to pay. We've just had the electricity bill in and the gas bill, and they're all mounting up as we go on, and this is the only third time we've been here on a Sunday morning. So it's come up on the bottom there, PayPal, point me, /LAD proms, that will go into our church account, and I hope as many as you possibly can to donate as much as you can, even if it's 50p. I'm extremely grateful for what you're doing. And the church is going to have some changes over the next couple of days, and I'll announce them at the end of the service. But I thank you all also in the virtual world for joining us, and I hope you enjoy our service this morning. We have, as I said earlier, a wonderful meeting with Anthony Lapsley, and he's going to be doing a trance address with some questions and answers. And if any of you out there in the virtual world have any questions, please pass them over to Richard and I will ask them on your behalf. So we're now going to have a few moments of healing prayer. We're going to ask for healing this morning for Enzo, who's one of the youngest members of our church, who's had an operation about a week ago, I think, now, and he's in need of that. My Rachel's got to go in for a very, very small op. And a chap called David, who is in need of healing. And there are so many more, I know, in your own hearts and your mind. And also we ask healing for recovery for Phil, who's trying to go back to being 21. It's only a few weeks behind now, isn't it? So ask for healing of mind, body and spirit for all our family and friends. And can also remind anyone, if you've got any healing prayers within the church, please send them to somebody you know. And we do have a healing group with Absent Healing, and we share that. And also, same out in the virtual world, come to us at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, and we'll place the name on the healing list. So I'd ask you now to pray for those people with your hearts and minds, for those who are sick and in need of prayers and healing. And as I say, we ask for Enzo, Rachel, and David, and the many more that are inscribed in our own hearts and minds that require that love and that power of healing. Healing for mind, body and spirit. We invoke the presence of our loved ones, guides and angels to assist us with our prayers. Now let's enter into a 2-minute healing silence. Heavenly Father, we ask for healing also to be directed to all those who work within the healing profession, doctors, nurses, therapists, carers, and the spiritual healers as well. May they be guided in their work and be blessed by the presence of the healing knowledge and power. So might it be. Amen. Amen. Well, friends, before we go into the next part of the service, I'm going to ask Jim to get ready to come up, and he's going to give the reading for the day. While Jim's just making his way out there, if you hear any noise coming out from the garden, no one's being murdered out there. There's kids playing in their gardens. They're a bit vocal this morning. From the old fashioned. Sorry?
Oh,
That's it.
that's okay, is it?
Yeah.
Climbing Mountains by Sylvia Blythe. Believe it or not, everyone has a mountain. Whether they accept it or not is for their own judgment. This mountain I speak of is a symbol of life and spirit progress. If we wish to progress, we must live this life in the best way we know, plus knowing that when we fail in some areas, we must accept failure as all part of our learning process and experience. It is useless to try to cover up failure. Knowing oneself is to know each little failing, however trivial it may seem. If not faced and accepted, the smallest of failures, misdeeds, or ill feeling towards others who bother us can soon become a torment in the very depths of our minds. These torments will be a block to our progress. Clear the blockage. Try to start afresh. Not easy? What is easy? Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. The mountain is steep and rocky. It has outcrops that bar our way. It has many a slippery surface. It has thorns and sharp grasses that cut and scrape our hands. It has sharp rocks which stun and cut us to the quick. This mountain will be cold and sometimes dark. It will often make us want to turn back. Each time we think of turning back, a resting place will appear. There may also appear a resting place when we do not realise that we need one. Perhaps we may have slogged and been so intent on our climb that our reserves have to be replenished. We sit on this ledge resting. We review our climb so far. What should we do? What should we not have done? Whose toes might we have trodden on in our haste? Whose peace might we have shattered in our eagerness to succeed? Did we invade someone else's privacy with our stubbornness and to exceed? For all things we should ask for forgiveness and the clearness of thoughts, and not keep doing the same things over again and again. We should also ask for patience with ourselves and others. Being human, our patience may wear far too thin quickly, unlike our unseen friend, who is patience itself. When on our path, we should not be afraid to take notice of whatever the unseen friend advises. We should not be embarrassed when the information is unusual and not the kind of thing colleagues are familiar with from us. We should stand up for ourselves more and ignore ridicule, even if it means asking for more strength from our unseen friend yet again. When on our way again the mist may arise, the clouds will often block our view and we become perplexed. Who will we ask for help in the darkness? We should ask for our usual friend. Some may ask, who is this friend you call on for help? The ones who know will answer. The friend unseen who follows all who venture up mountains. The friend unseen who is there when we fall. The friend unseen who knows our every mood, our every fault, our every problem, our fear of being lost in the clouds. He is there. He is there at our destination. He is there even if we do not reach our destination, for he knows that we have tried and climbed far, if not to the top.
Thank you, Jim. Well, thank you, Jim, for that. Thank you very much indeed. There you are, water. Water for the altar.
I'll leave some, yeah.
So, I'm going to say a few hellos to people that are joining us from the virtual world. But before I do that, I'd like to welcome back Barbara from your holiday. It's great to see you back, Barbara. Owen, great to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Lisa, I haven't seen you for a little while, but it's great to see you. I know I said hello earlier. Mum's house as well, great to see you. Lady there, I don't think we've met, but hello. Welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. I hope you enjoyed the service this morning. And I know you. And I welcome Kim as well, because I haven't seen you for a little while since. And I hope Mum's all right in Spain with the family. So that's the Wimbledon Church. Oh, I'd like to say hello to my wife as well. Hello, Jack. We're not talking at the moment, just wait. We're joking.
Social distancing.
Social distancing, yeah. Can't. Anyway, I won't say what I was going to say, but I won't. I'll get myself into trouble. Sometimes I feel my dad's coming through. Got any hellos there yet, Richard? Good morning from Stacey. Oh, you had a lovely message from my Ashley last night, Stacey, so it's lovely seeing you. Just a little bit. Is that better? Okay. Morning, Lorna. Welcome. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you're not too sad after yesterday's game. Lou, lovely seeing you. It says some healing prayers for Enzo, so I hope he's well. Sally, how are you? Good morning to you all. Hello, Dawn. How are you? Good morning. Lauren Monaco. I think I know you as well, Lauren. Hello, darling. How are you? And good morning and welcome. Christine Woodham, I think I know you as well, darling. All the way from Spain. Leslie, all the way from Carshalton. Hello. Ashley Robinson, know you as well. Hope you're well. I hope you're getting to Kent all right and have a great day in Ramsgate. June, hello. Hope you and Dave as well, and Dave's mum. I hope she's coming along. Do keep me posted how things are going. Lovely reading, Jim, Lou said.
Oh, thank you.
Rose Anderson said also beautiful. Thank you. And welcome, Rose. Nice to hear from you. Vicky Taylor, hello. Welcome to our church. Rachel Perry Wiggins, hello. How are you? Beautiful reading as well there, Jim. Cheryl Boxall, reading was very poignant today, so she said thank you, Jim. Thank you. Yeah. Jeanette, good morning. Welcome. Denise, hello, from Hayling Island. Know Hayling Island very well. Good morning from France, first time here. Bonjour, about the best French I'm going to get off me today. But welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Jacqueline, hello, how are you? That's what I call my wife when she's in trouble, Jacqueline. Alison, hello, how are you? Tina, good morning and welcome. Yeah, and Rosalind. So I think we'll leave that for now. If Anthony wants to get comfy in your chair, I'm going to switch the camera, and Caitlin, hello. I'm going to switch the camera over to Anthony, and Anthony will demonstrate his gifts. After his guide has spoken and inspired us, there'll be a chance for questions and answers from the virtual world, as well as yourselves here today. So just bear with me while I do this. And there's Anthony. So this morning, as I said to you all earlier, I'm meeting with Anthony Lapsley, and it's the first time I've chaired for Anthony on this occasion, so with his trance, so I'm looking forward to that, and we'll wait till he gets ready to talk. Oops. Thank you, Richard.
Good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Welcome to you all, both here and there, although for us it is everywhere. No difference, all the same. We hope you are all well, and we bless you with the love that you have to share with all others in life. For that is why you are here at all times to share and give your love. It is unending. It has no beginning. It has no end. It is not limited in any way. It is there for you to nurture and grow, not only your life, but the lives of others. So hold not on to that love that you are in possession of. Give it away. Be indiscriminate with the way you give your love away. You will lose nothing, but you will be fulfilled even more with that which replenishes the love in your heart. You are beings of love. First, last, and always, beings of love. Think upon that, how strong you are as individuals, as people in a world of massive differences. The common language that binds each one of you to the other is the love that you have to give, the love that you have to share. For in that love there is knowing and understanding which the others you share with will accept, will understand, and be nurtured from it and grow within themselves to a greater understanding of who they are and who those others are that live in the world that surrounds them. The world at this time is a most unusual place for all of you. Gone from it has been the tactile camaraderie that you have always shared and always taken for granted. You are being asked, each one of you, to perceive yourself and to perceive others in a completely different way. Not all that different, though, for it is accentuating that which you have always been. Beings of love. Beings of love do not judge. They do not blame. They accept wholeheartedly those differences that exist in life which may not be a part of your perspective, a part of your personality. You are being asked at this time to divest yourself of preconceptions, to allow your heart openly to step forth into the hearts of others without judgment. For in the other hearts you allow your love to step into, you will find that part of yourself that you have been searching for, or you have taken for granted. For love given is always in the other. You do not have to worry about that love of self that is so much a part and parcel of what is going on in this world at this time. So go forth, step from yourself, step into the lives of others with the love in your heart. Give it openly, seamlessly, taking nothing, purely giving, and see how each one of you become more commended to the other, more acceptable, more of who you are in the others that you are not. We are happy to take questions if you have any.
Any questions, anybody? All gone quiet. Question from Anthony, from Cheryl. Anthony, I've noticed a lot of messages from the angels. Are they working overtime in these harrowing times? Good question.
Angels do not work. Angels are devotees of love. They are the Samaritans that help the lives of all, not just the lives upon your earth planet. So are they working overtime? No, they are working as they always work, without limitation, purely giving of themselves to those who require support, who require guidance, who require the love of the light of spirit.
Okay, Cheryl, I hope that answered your question. Anybody else? Anybody here in church or out in the virtual world?
While we're waiting for one from the virtual world, I'd like to ask, it's my mum's 3rd year anniversary a couple of days ago, and I just wondered if people celebrate their death day as their return to spirit day, as their birthday for spirit, in the same way that we do on earth.
It's got visualisation, people giving happy death day cards. Okay, did you hear that, my friend?
Yes,
you heard that.
we heard. It is not as you would perceive it to be, for here you are limited by physical demonstration of emotions and mentalization of thought. All of these limit that which you can be, where in spirit we have no such limitations. We are reunited one with the other. We do not, as a reunited being of light of love or energy. Recognize the differences that you recognize on this Earth planet. Your Earth planet is a space which is beset by recognizing the differences that exist one between the other. No such differences exist in spirit. Even for those spirits who pass from this Earth planet and are a little confused because of the change, the speed of change from the carnate to the discarnate, even they who make choices about living a life similar to the one they lived in the physical form, do not recognize that they are apart. They are one. They are unified with all others. So nothing is lost. Nothing needs to be celebrated. The celebration is spirit itself and the impact that spirit has on the lives that you live in this Earth planet.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Any more questions, please? Kelly.
It's going around certainly online. A lot of people are saying that this virus is nature's way of replenishing Mother Earth. I personally don't feel that Mother Nature would do that in order to replenish the Earth. What is Spirit take on it?
There is some truth in the impact that Earth Mother has on the situation which you are incurring at this time. There has been much that Earth Mother has experienced as a result of the self-centeredness of humanity, of the human condition, the way that it covets those natural resources that exist in nature, and the extent to which the human condition will disrupt the natural meter of growth that occurs in nature upon Mother Earth. You are her children. You have never been anything but her children. If you think back upon your history and travel back many hundreds of thousands of years, there was an intimate relationship that existed between man and the earth, its mother. There was a respect from one to the other that helped each one manifest the growth of their individuality, which is what each one of you are here to achieve. However, over the years since that time, there has been much greed, much covetousness on the part of the human condition to possess outright those aspects of earth which are there for all to share, not just the one or two or three. It is that which has been lost. So in this condition of coronavirus that you are experiencing, you are being asked to go back to your roots. Those roots may be earthbound, they may be bound in other conceptions. It will vary from individual to individual. For each one of you experience the coronavirus in very individualistic ways. You just look around your society and you see how people will not implement those rules and regulations that have been stipulated by the government. Why do you think this is happening? It is but a simple request. It is a request that asks each of you to consider the other and consider less of yourself. In your world, you need to resolve this greed, this covetousness that has been experienced for too many years. Each one of you must find in yourself the love of the other without judgment, without blame. The Earth Mother helps guide the energy of the earth. You populate the energy of the earth, so the earth manages this energy. For as you all know, everything is energy. It takes different forms, but energy is energy. Is that which we trust, it is that which we take for granted. But it is now the opportunity for you to forego that which you have taken for granted and be each one of you one with the other. Your Mother Earth helps in this respect, for she organizes and manages the natural resources that each one of you take for granted. So do not take for granted that which you have always taken for granted. Live in humility.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else, Richard? Is anything in the virtual world? Thank you. If someone treats us bad, can we transmute their hate into love by just seeing them as beings of love surrounded by my loving light? That's from Marguerite.
This is a helpful thing to do, the transmission of your love and energy to the other. But a transformation always begins and ends from within the individual. Surely healing and the love that you transmit to the other will help to take away that energy of fear, that deep, dark energy that stops the other from being a being of love. But for all your love, you cannot transmute and transform entirely the pain that you perceive that the other person is experiencing. It is in that recognition of their pain and fear, by giving them your love, that you transform yourself rather than the other. It is hoped that through the transmission of your love, it will touch their heart and alight within them the recognition of transformation that they are searching for. So stop not loving those that you see in pain, in fear, but also do not make any expectations of how you would like the transmission of your love to address their pain. That is truly none of your business. It is the business of the other to dismantle their fear, not yours. By placing expectations of recovery, you merely increase the cord of conditions that attaches between you and the other person. Karma is reinforced and becomes stronger in that condition. So love willy-nilly without expectation.
Thank you, Margaret. I hope that answered your question. Another one, Richard? This is from Dawn Collison. How are guides and guides chosen and appointed to a medium?
It is like a committee from you and your family of spirit and from spirit itself. You have a divine plan which you have designed with spirit before you have entered into this physical realm. So you sit and you discuss, of course, not at a human level, but at that level of your true self with spirit, so that the guides that may assist you not only in your own development, but in the development of others through the service that you are able to perform, bypasses those aspects of your ego which would wish to be appeased. This is not important in the relationship between your guides and yourself, your true self, your physical self. It is bringing all these constituencies of being a human together that your guide assists in, and also to receive from Spirit through the guide the communication you wish to serve those seeking out confirmation, elucidation. Always it is this committee of you and your family of Spirit with the wider Spirit family that reaches a consensus from which the guide that is going to be most useful, most helpful in your transformation back to Spirit.
Thank you. Hope that answered your question, Dawn. Is there another one, Richard? That's good. Everybody's silent here.
I've got a question.
They're all solely afterwards. All right then, Sharon. Right, questions. Oh, I know the answer to this one, Julie. I thought you would. Question. Are there different levels in the spirit world?
Spirit is one. Spirit is unified. It is only you beings of love that are so bound by discrimination that you would see masters and sub-masters and mini-masters all over the place. What need we of these in Spirit? We all work from one. We all work from the source of unconditional love, of infinite light, and of unending energy. It is from this unified state of being that your guides are able to draw and assist you with the service to yourself and to others that you wish to perform. So, no, Spirit is unified. Spirit is the source of all that is in love and light and energy. We do not require discrimination. That is why we come to Earth planet to experience discrimination, to learn from discrimination, to grow from discrimination, and eventually to transform discrimination so that we are bound by a love that has no conditions at all. We are just one. We are unified in love and light and energy.
Thank you. Sharon.
Oh, okay. About 10 minutes ago, I got a poke in my shoulder. Can you tell me who that was, please, and if there's a message attached? Thank you.
Is that 5 you wrote me?
Yeah. Forgot about that.
The poke that you experienced was more yourself rather than a guide or an aspect of spirit that was identifying for you at that moment, that this is a shared consciousness at that moment that you should take care of. So remember what happened at that moment, for that is what you are to learn from. Not all the pokes and bumps that may occur to you come externally. They may come internally. It is just that we, as conscious bodies of spirit, wish to be reminded always that we are one with spirit. As you are always one with spirit. So take note of the lesson that was being shared with you at the time of poking. That is its relevance, not a guide, other than you being the guide. For you must not underestimate the guidance that you give to yourself. So often you do not do this, you do not receive it, but you are equally as important and formidable as a guide as our spirit guides. It is only you that wishes to make a difference, that wishes to discriminate. You are spirit, you come from spirit, you will return to spirit. Spirit of your being is equally teaching of you as those that may be external to your being. So learn from self.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Richard, is there anybody out there? You'd never say that in a spiritualist church. Anyone else got a question in church? Yes.
So, Anthony said that we come to earth to learn not to discriminate.
Yes.
But what happens when we die and we still haven't learned that lesson? We just joined the spiritual world, or we're born again as another person or animal or something until we have learned that lesson.
The learning that you undertake is individuated from one incarnation of energy to another. You look around in your life. Are you all the same? Are you all learning the same truths at the same speed, at the same time? No, you are not. As we said earlier, each one of you has designed a divine plan with spirit at the point of inception into the earth. Within that divine plan, there are certain aspects that you are prepared to learn. These will differ from individual to individual. Otherwise, what would be the point of having all these different peoples at the same time? We could just send back one incarnation who would learn everything for spirit. But this is an impossible dimension to achieve for spirit in the human form. That is why each one of you learn different aspects of many philosophies, of many religions, of many ideas, to be interpreted and to be lived through the life of your being of love. You will, at the end, when you pass, when you return to spirit, you will review the lessons that you have learned, and as you have suggested, those which have not been learned, which have not been mastered, they will take on another form, not necessarily by the personality that you understand, which is living in this life. For personality is a concept created through duality on your earth plane. It does not exist in spirit. But in spirit, we learn from that which each aspect of your learning has posed. How easy it was for you to overcome, how difficult it was, or how impossible. These are aspects of the divine, which each one of you are exploring on behalf of spirit. For as much as you are spirit, you are not wholly conceived within the body of spirit. Your body possesses but a splinter of spirit, and it is within that splinter that your divine plan allows you to learn that which the divine plan has set forth for you to learn. So all in all, you achieve that which your divine plan sets out for you to achieve. You feel you may not have achieved it, but not achieving is equally as important to spirit as it is achieving. You do not know, and it is not specifically for you to know. For all decisions that you make at any time should only be informed by that time, not by expectations, not by the anchorage of the past, but now, being brilliant at that moment when you are asked to make decisions. So you cannot fail. You can only succeed, for you do not understand how successful your failing has been in the eyes of others. For that failure for the others was their lesson to learn. You cannot presume to know how successful or how unsuccessful you have been. These are concepts of duality that you use to discriminate, and in spirit, such discrimination does not exist.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else in the church? No? Richard, we've got one more. From Stacey. What advice do you have for those struggling in this pandemic, and when will it end?
The struggle is of your own design. It is of your own making. What are you struggling against? All the resources that you may need to satisfy your life and your living are presented to you. There are always people there to help you. It requires for you to ask for such help. So the struggle comes from within you. It is not external to you. It is your perception of that which you see as difficult, or more probably as different. For this is a difference that has not occurred in your lifetimes. It is most unusual, and we understand that. As for how long will it last? Again, that is entirely up to you. You are the ones that have created the coronavirus. So if you are the ones that have created it, you have the power to transform it. It requires very simply for each one of you to take responsibility, to judge not, to blame not, and to trust beyond your perceptions. It is a very simple formula for each one of you. Impose nothing, accept everything without judgment, without blame, and all will be resolved. See how powerful you are. You have the power to transform. You have the power to make change in your world. Don't feel defeated by it, but feel the promise that it offers to each one of you to transform your lives into greater understanding, into greater truth, from which you will be able to live indiscriminately. Lesson of the day: to allow yourselves to flush aside from your being discrimination.
Thank you. Anybody in the church got another question? Another one online? Somebody called Christine Woodhead. Can you explain the cruelty that goes on in the with the animal world? I get so upset and angry with this treatment of these beloved creatures, and she does.
Animals have been sent to this realm, this earth planet, to foster love. They are here to engender love within each of your hearts. Yes, cruelty does exist. Cruelty is a manifestation of powerlessness. The fact that the individual feels they are able to crush indiscriminately the life of the animal. They feel, oddly enough, empowered by such cruelty. But it is not the case for those that do instruct such cruelty. It is deeply, deeply sad and makes us most unhappy. However, you are here as beings of love to learn. And there are those who will learn from acts of cruelty. Cruelty has been around you for a long, long time. It is not just to animals that this cruelty is imposed, but to humans. It is an act of rage. It is an act of powerlessness through which they seek to become more powerful and inflict control on the lives of others. It happens because it must be in your world of duality, but it can always be transformed. You look to your nations, and there are many organizations who function to save the lives of different species. It is from them we learn our love.
I'll tell you a little story about Christine Woodham and pigeons. When we used to work together, we worked very close to a place called Fitzroy Square, and every morning Christine brought these pigeons food, and a well-known TV star shouted at her once for feeding those dirty, stinking rats. And she said, "They're God's creatures. And he replied, I'm not religious. She said, that explains so much about you and your but she wouldn't let it go. And that's one of the reasons I became a vegetarian, because cruelty to animals. I know somebody said, well, they're slaughtered humanely, but I don't want animals slaughtered for me, so I could just have a bit of steak. I really don't. Christine, thank you very much. It's lovely to see your name, darling. God bless you. Richard, we've got one more before we come to the end. So you want me to ask that question, why is it all beyond you? I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this man's been so brilliant for us. And I confuse him because I keep calling him James. His name's Richard James. From Sally Worker, do you visit other planets? Very good question.
We are everywhere.
Okay. Wonderful answer. Well done. I think we'll call that at the moment, if that's all right, Richard. Richard, for all your work and effort this week. You've been a lot with the Robinsons this week, one way or another. So thank you very much, and thank you for all what you do at Spiritual Productions. Any adverts for me, Richard? Any adverts for me? Millions of adverts. I've only got about 10 minutes. Right, this is a very important one. This is up here. The Indie Rose Charity Night, raising funds for the Indie Rose Trust. It's a trust that with children with cancer, mainly brain tumours. And it's a night of full fun and laughter. My Ashley's going to be one of the people on there, so it will be fun if somebody else's. Oh, Leslie's as well. Okay, even more fun, isn't it? A night of full fun, laughter, with our own version of Celebrity Squares. Jackie and I were invited, but Jack's doing the Nothing Fancy Spiritualist Church night, so we can't do that. But please support that. Also, donations, if you wish to give, please do. It's all going to a great cause. And on the night when you tune in, you'll learn a lot more what's happening. It's a wonderful, wonderful evening it's going to be. And lots of goodies to give away. There's a mince pie, left over from Christmas. Sorry. I'm in trouble. Jackie just looked at me. I'm in trouble.
Richard's old socks.
Yeah. The Sunday sofa this afternoon with 4 gorgeous women. That's from a vicar, so be careful. They do a lovely afternoon, and please join in with them. It's a beautiful afternoon, and you can ask questions and get involved with live readings. And it's another best from Spiritual Productions. Okay. In Search of the Paranormal with Southern Ghost Society. They don't do the north, they only do the south. Fortnightly show about the paranormal. So please join them. It's, again, another way of investigating what goes on in the psychic and spiritual world. So that's again on Spiritual Productions TV. That's tonight. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anthony. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Pleasure.
Richard, thank you very much. And thank you, the virtual church. And I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next week here at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church or the Annex. And I'll explain that in a moment. Anyone can wish to donate via PayPal, please do. The information's up there. Or those of you who are here, there is a box outside. And please give as generously as you possibly can. Thank you very much. We've been told from Enlightened Service. Susan says really enjoyed it. And also Teresa Thatcher, you're the medium next week, Teresa. She's fainted now. And Daniel Cross, thank you for listening. She's enjoyed today. And Tina, Christine, thank you. So thank you all very much for this wonderful day. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I don't want you to all rush out at the moment. I've got a rather large announcement to make. And Christine saying thank you to the guides for a wonderful explanation. You made me cry in such a good way. God bless you. Thank you. So friends, thank you very much for this morning. I'm just going to switch over if I can, to myself. I'm so impressed with myself, I remember.
Mine's got it off to a T.
And I'm going to get it all wrong there. Hey. Well, actually, be so proud of me. So proud of you, Dan. Right, I think we're off, Richard, are we? I'll give you a chat later, Richard, again. Thank you very much for today.